Hello Linux lovers, my name's Wimpy, welcome to my world. Well, it was Ubuntu MATE 2010 release day. Another 6 months of development effort comes to a close and a new release makes it out into the big wide world. Always fun days, always slightly exhausting on the lead up to that, and inevitably there are always release day bugs, which is, you know, somewhat disappointing when you've put so much effort into something. But the good news is that the community around Ubuntu MATE has been very active, helping squash like there were two significant bugs that we had on release day. We knew they existed and we put them in the release notes, but we have fixes for them, but they're not released yet. So we're gonna take a moment to enjoy a beer, reflect on what's been a decent release, and get a couple of last minute fixes done, which will just help, you know, with my nerves as we go into a new release. So hey, welcome back, Big Pod, Danny, who's in the chat. Thank you very much. Your name is going to be cropping up an awful lot because you produce the fixes for both of the problems that we are going to be looking at today. So thank you very much for that. And I hope you found a little thank you note in your PayPal account earlier on today. And hey, Paul, welcome back. Thank you very much for the congratulations on the release. That's very kind. So I'm just doing my usual thing where I pump a couple of tweets out to a couple of places and let people know that we're doing stuff and all of that. So there we go. So let's just get this done, and we'll do that. Whoopsie! Come on, phone. Just bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. How's everyone doing today? Has anyone upgraded? Is anyone running 2110 of anything just yet? Is that a thing that people have done? Right then, oop, hello. Why am I not seeing? Why? There we go. Let's get this sorted. Right, let's do that. There we go. That was supposed to be much quicker. Bit of an inauspicious start, but hello and welcome back to those of you. Let's have a look here. So you're looking at another bug now, you say, Danny? Oh gosh, what's this one? I tell you what, I'll make a note of this. We'll go over there in a minute, because I want to focus on the two that you've already fixed. I tell you what, once you put a fire under Danny, good things happen. Oh, wow, yes, if you're looking into that one, that would be very interesting. I've made a note in a different browser tab. We'll hopefully come back to that one a bit later on. So it says here that Danny's been full-time on the beta. Okay, when did you so that was when the beta release came out, was when you made the switch, so about a month ago. Is that right? And then Big Pod says, I think my Linux install is 2110 for a couple of months now. Right, okay. And oh well, Linux Paul is properly supporting the effort here. He's already running Ubuntu MATE 2110. Also, because of the color scheme, sort of affectionately known as Chelsea Cucumber, because that's the name of the color green that we use. And Esme says she's just switched to elementary, so it's all LTSs for you. Indeed it is, yes. Yes, you installed it as a new daily driver about a month ago, says Danny. Okay, and I know you had a bit of a rough ride there, but I mean, that's what I was doing a couple of days ago. In fact, I probably need to dig out that bit of text as I switch onto a different screen entirely. Let me just close this couple of bits down. We'll bring this in. We'll remind ourselves. This is what I was doing a couple of days ago. So let's just bring this over, because this will remind us where we got to. So we'll just bring this, oops, let's switch over here. We're doing this. And thank you very much for the follow, DW Visso, it looks like. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. So, was it last night I was doing this? It's all a bit of a blur. It's been a crazy week because in amongst this release happening, I've been helping out with our KubeCon presents for work, so I'm a bit like all at 6s and 7s. So this is what we were looking at, I think yesterday, if not the day before, but I think it was yesterday. And I was kind of going through like how I was like, the QA team were pointing out like the rough edges that existed in the release candidate, as we were like 48 hours from release. So this is like my little burn down of going through the bugs. So we had this seg fault in Mate screensaver, which was a bit of a weird one to track down. And again, thankfully, Danny actually was able to reproduce this problem. I couldn't reproduce it. So thanks to Danny's testing, I confirmed that the fix I came up with for this was working. So we got this one out. Although we'll need to check and see if these are actually in the updates. So we'll do that in a moment, because at the moment I've released these into a PPA. And then this was another one about a missing icon in the control center. This was another fix from Danny, which was that snapped applications couldn't trigger notifications. And then this was another one that Get a Monster, who's an upstream Mate developer, helped get to the bottom of. There was a rogue, well, it wasn't a rogue commit, but it was really weird that such a trivial, it was a commit upstream to try and fix a memory leak, but the knock-on effects were significant, and this is still being investigated upstream, because this fix that we've applied, which is to revert a very simple commit, the people that are testing Mate Desktop on other Linux distributions can't reproduce the problem that we were trying to fix in Ubuntu. So that's unusual in itself. So we've got a fix in Ubuntu, but nevertheless, there's still a conversation going on upstream. In fact, it was this one. Sorry, this is the one that we're still debating upstream. What was this one here? Oh, that was a simple fix. Yeah, that was a simple fix. And then this one here is the one that we're going to be looking at now. It was I've added the placeholders in here. Danny came up with a fix for this earlier on. I was having a chat with them in our Discord channel, and they were rather modestly saying, I'm not sure I know where to get started on fixing this. And then about an hour later, lo and behold, we have a fix. And then unannounced, or sort of rather unprompted, Danny then decided to take a look at this bug, and they've come up with a fix for this one as well. So those are the two bugs we're definitely going to take a look at today. So let's just catch up with the chat here. So Big Pod says they normally upgrade mid-cycle. Right, okay, so sort of 3 months into the dev cycle you choose to upgrade, is that what you're saying? And Esme says, I'll admit I should have loaded a Mate USB. yeah, definitely. Such a fetching colour green. And Mac, yeah, I am pretty tired. But yeah, it's good. One of the reasons I'm tired is because there's just been such a lot going on. But I did find time yesterday to, play some games with my friend Yannick, so it's not, it's not all bad. And what have we got here? So DW Vista says, thanks for the shout out. That surprised me actually. Well, I do try to say hello to everyone that stops by. And I do try to get to know like who the returners and new people are and all the rest of it. Hey Dust, welcome back. How are you doing? I'm going to ask my usual question, Dust. What's the ETA looking like? I've got my release out on time. Come on, where are you? Where are you at? Got to get some hot shot racing in here. Yeah, and in fact we were also playing Circuit Superstars as well, which is a cutesy racing game that Linux Pool suggested to me, and I just needed some R&R a couple of nights ago. I say a couple of nights ago, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning or something, and I thought, yeah, let's give it a go, and that's lots of fun. So yeah, Yannick and I were playing that last night. So Dust says end of the month, so Halloween then. You're gonna come around with Trick and Treat. So that's the release of Atom, which I'm keenly awaiting. I have found an alternative solution to get some channel point integration in the meantime. In fact, there's one OBS integrated channel point available at the moment, which I've left, which is actually for when we do our racing games, but this is the one. So there we go. That's triggering a an OBS WebSocket channel point integration, which, and I've got a few others, but they're mostly for when we do the racing games. I will integrate some more appropriate stuff for this yeah. So Dust says, just built a services API with Stripe integration, Twitch OAuth and Twitch webhooks, and the WebSocket integration back to the client. Nice. Excellent. That sounds great. Right then. So let's start with this one here. So this one was causing much gnashing of teeth amongst the team. So we'll start with this this Vte bug, which is a bug in the virtual terminal emulator. So it's basically, you know, when I bring up this terminal emulator here, all of the GTK terminal emulators are using VTE to actually make the terminal work. You know, that's it's a common library, and there is we'll call it a bug. There's sort of a leftover, an historical artifact, which has now come back and caused some problems. And it's an Ubuntu specific bit of code in VTE, which is now not required. And it's causing the virtual terminal in GDebi, which is a tool you can use to install deb packages. You download a deb and then you double click it and it gets installed, and it's not installing the packages anymore. So that's, you know, it's a reasonably big bug, and one we didn't get time to fix in the last moments, but Danny took that one on and got that fixed earlier. So hello, welcome. Hello Mark, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. That's my my good friend, and we're both ex-co-hosts, I suppose now, ex-co-host of Ubuntu podcast. Hey Yannick, welcome back. Thanks very much for stopping by. Hello Monica, you must be exhausted as well. Big day for you. Monica's the community representative for Ubuntu, and I saw you streaming the release party for 2110 earlier. How did that go? I've got a different kind of tea. I've got this sort of tea today. Yes, Paul, you're absolutely correct. It is beer o'clock here in England, that's for sure. So let's take a look at this. So Danny has come up with a full fix, and one of our community moderators and QA team, Norbert, who was really frustrated that this bug existed, has written up a workaround. So what we do is, when we put the Ubuntu MATE release notes together, here's our release notes for 2110. You can read these, you know, nobody does. I spend all this time writing these things and nobody reads them. It makes me so very sad. Oh, look, people are putting comments in. Nice. So here we have, we highlight like significant bugs that are either regressions that are going to affect most people, or something that may mean that you can't install the distribution for, you know, for a chunk of people, like a GPU driver related issue. So these are the three that we were left with. This one we note for our OEMs. We have some OEMs that ship Ubuntu MATE on new computers, so the likes of Entroware. You can go to Entroware and buy a new computer with Ubuntu MATE pre-installed. So that's relevant for them. So I really leave that one in there for them because they know what the workaround is, and we have links to workarounds and, you know, the upstream bug report. And so this is the one that we're looking at now. We've got a link to the bug report. I'm not going to bore you all with that. Oh no, let's have a look, because this got quite lengthy. So I took a look at this yesterday. Norbert did all of the I mean, this is in itself actually important. All of the steps to reproduce bugs and stuff like that. This is really great because this is actually time consuming to do. And is part of the process of closing bugs in Ubuntu. You need reproducible test cases, and you need to know what you are trying to do, what your expected results are, and what actually happened. And without that evidence, even if you fix the bug, people won't accept the bug fixes unless you've got this documentary evidence to prove that this was the bug and this was the fix. So Norbert has done all of that good work, and then there's a whole conversation here where he's sharing lots of information. I get involved 2 days ago and spotted that there was a refresh to a patch that I was aware of that was required for use, and Gunnar took a look and said, no, actually that patch, it's something else in GDB is, or VTE has changed. So lots of toing and froing and testing. Gunnar had a go at coming up with a fix, but it didn't work. Norbert was backporting older versions, which we're not going to get into. You can't go backwards, you always have to move forwards, you know, fix things and move forwards. So yeah, that conversation rolled on, and then here we go. Then Danny pops up with the first fix. I think this was a deb diff, which is a diff for the deb package, which fixes the issue. And Gunnar then twigs, aha, this looks like a really good fix, because not only does it fix the problem, but it removes the last of the Ubuntu specific changes in this package, which means we can now just ingest from Debian directly without having any additional patches for Ubuntu. So this, because what Gunnar had worked out is it was all working fine in Debian, so why on earth doesn't it work in Ubuntu? Hey, Demur, I think. Hello and welcome to the stream. Oh, I got raided by Yannick with a party of one person. Thanks very much, Yannick. I don't think we've ever been raided before. Welcome. So Norbert's still backporting old releases, and then Danny produced an even smaller version of the patch, which cleaned up a bunch of language string stuff, and it looks good. So what Danny has also done, rather helpfully, is produced a PPA with the fixed package in it. So what we're going to do is just test that. I'm certain it's going to work, but we're going to get it tested. So let's start by, and again, you know, you will have seen me recently maybe working on QuickMU. I did the rounds on Hacker News just recently, and its original, you know, job was to make QAing and testing, you know, Linux distros that much easier. So we're going to bust this out. We're going to fire up our development VM for Ubuntu MATE. It's over here. There we go. Just bring that down onto the right thing. I'll probably change the resolution so it fits on the screen a bit better. Let's go and do that. So let's get rid of you. We don't need you just now. There we go. Oh, hello. What's going on? What screen am I on here? Oh, there we go. I am now on the right screen, I hope. Huh, okay. That was interesting. Let's just drop this back to something a bit more. Why is this being weird? Oh, this is new. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to unceremoniously fact, we'll just shut it down. We'll just start the... Oh, that's weird. It's thrown... Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's thrown off the... We'll just start this up with the Spice server, I think, because that will probably help. There we go. So, let's have a look here. Yannick says, I have pruned GDebbie from the distro. What do you mean? What, as in that's your fix? Yeah, it's surprising how popular using GDebbie is. I mean, it's frustrating because I saw a conversation in our Discord. The Discord you can find in the panels below the Twitch. It's the Wimpy's World Discord, but it's also where we have the development chat for Ubuntu MATE and also our user chat as well. And some people are just like, oh well, if it's got this bug, I'm not going to install it, I'll just wait until the next release. And that's just infuriating, because it's like, just because it's being released, you know, tomorrow in this case, you know, doesn't mean it's not going to get fixed. And it's not like you can't, on the command line, apt install a deb if you absolutely need a workaround. You know, people just noping out of an upgrade or, you know, using something because of a bug that, you know, anyway, it's just frustrating. So let's try this again. Let's just switch the display on this to make it a little bit more agreeable. Let's do something nice and teeny tiny. There we go. Let's try that. Oh goodness, what have I done now? I do keep pressing these buttons and oh boy. What have I done? Oh well, that'll do. That's fine. We can see it. So, the first thing we'll do is I'm just going to do some updates and see if the updates that we published that didn't make the ISO image have been, no, they haven't been released yet. So I wonder when that's due to happen. Okay, so that's not been done yet. So, let's take a look here. We've got this here. Oop. Hello, that was weird. Oh. Oh. Let's think about this a moment. Right. Why is that misbehaving so awfully? Right, okay, let's try you again. Right, here we go. We'll do it the easy way this time. I don't know why I was messing around with the display control panel. We'll just get logged in. And tomorrow, Danny's going to feature again in one of my streams because they've worked on a new feature for QuickEmu, which I am very interested in getting landed, which is for Windows as it happens. Why is everything just... Ah, okay, there we go. Let's try that. There we go. That's what we wanted. I've overdone it a bit now. There we go. Let's try that now. There we go. That's close enough. Right then. So, let's find Danny's PPA. And there we go. That's one of the new features of QuickEmu, which is that copy and paste between host and guest. It's a real time saver. Brilliant. So there we go. Ah, hey Eric, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, apt install deb name. Yeah. Hey Phil, I saw you'd got some problems with running Windows with QuickEmu. I don't know what was up with that. I did see your thing though, but I don't know what it could be. Right then. Let's in fact, we won't upgrade, because what we'll do is actually go and download. I think I may have a deb actually. Do I have a deb? No, I don't have the one I want, so let's just get rid of those. Let's go and use the same deb that was in the test case, which was the discourse deb, because, you know, this is a good example of it's not in a repository or anything. So we'll click on that. Come on, faster internet. Download for Linux the deb and save that. So that should be sticking that into the downloads folder, and it's done. So if we start up GDebi, who found that? Very good. Yannick. I left this one turned on for just me today. I did explain earlier, this is a leftover from our racing stuff. So actually the correct way to test this is I should go into the downloads folder, and then if I right click, it'll say open with GDebi package installer. So there we go. We click install package, and we put in my password, which is test, by the way, and it will start installing. And if we open up this terminal, this is the virtual terminal that exists in the package installer, and it's because here it says at the end here, look, unable to read the file descriptor, and so it says installation finished, but then it says underneath failed to install the package. So I'm being shout. Very good. I have got some good ideas for like how to make use of fun use for channel points when I'm doing these sorts of streams as opposed to the games. So if we just leave that there for the moment, if we say Discord, it can't find it. Which Discord? It helps if I spell it correctly. Absolutely isn't installed. So we'll upgrade now, which will pull in the new versions of GDebi. And now, oh, get low battery, I'm being told, so I'm going to have to switch headset in just a moment. So now we'll double click on here, and we'll click install again, and we'll put in my super secret password, which is test, by the way, and we'll have a look in the terminal this time. Whoop. And it says installed, package was installed. So there we go. And now if we type Discord, the package is indeed installed. So that's excellent. So Danny has absolutely fixed this bug. What's interesting is that it's in GDebi. It's a patch to GDebi. Huh. I thought this was going to be VTE. So you've actually fixed GDebi, because that was the application that had an Ubuntu specific bit of code in it. Okay, right. So I wonder if I can upload the fix. So let's just go back to out of the VM a second. Let's just go over here. So this is the bug. So we probably need to change this, because this won't say this is confirmed. It's not. Why is that even listed? It's not that. And it's not here, so we'll just make that one invalid. Right then. So Danny, you're in chat, right? So VTE has another Ubuntu specific bit of code that only GDebi was using. So fixing GDebi was the correct solution rather than fixing the Ubuntu specific hack. Okay, So I do like being showered in confetti. Thank you for that, TC. So is there anything that needs to change in VTE at all, Danny? Just out of interest. Well, unfortunately, Danny's not here with us, but yes, I agree. Throwing confetti at Danny would be the decent thing to do. Not for an SRU. We can drop the patch. Okay, so the patch that exists in VTE can be dropped, but I'm going to change my headset. One moment. Right, I'll just wait for those to sync up. There we go, we're in business. In what will be the JJ release, we can drop the Ubuntu specific patches in VTE. But to fix this, we actually need to upload a fixed GDebi. And it's just a fixed GDebi, right? Okay, and your patch changed a bunch of lang strings. Okay, so we will make this. It's definitely, this is confirmed. And this is triaged at the moment. Importance high. Since its principal purpose isn't working. So the deb that you have, we can go and take a look at. So this is taking an interesting turn, because I thought that Gunnar was going to have to do something, but he won't. That's the other one we're going to look at later. So if we go and look at... No, I do want this. If we want to go and look at this, we'll go and look at your PPA. Little Danny. Oops, I forgot the tilde. So I'm going to go and take a look at the diff in your PPA. This is it. And if we look at the package details, right, I see. So you've got the correct PPA suffix, and it closes 2 bugs. Okay. So what was this one? GDebi broken, unable to read file descriptor flags. Okay, I'm going to change this to high as well. I think we'll change both of these to in progress, because one way or another they're getting fixed. And down here we can see...
Thank you for the follow, TBSYL.
Thanks very much for the follow, and welcome to the stream. So, if we take a look here... what? Oh, did you upload twice by any chance? No. So why is that diff so small? I don't understand. That doesn't seem right. Well, that's curious. Do you know what's going on there, Danny? I was expecting to see a rather large diff. But if I copy that and bring that into here. Ubuntu MATE, no, we'll call it L, we'll put it in LP. So we'll grab that deb source package. Oh. Is that the right one? I guess it must be. So let's take a look. So there we go. Oh, this is mine. That's not the right thing at all. let's just see what Danny's saying here. I think I uploaded and then re-uploaded after deleting the previous one. Okay, so that's fine. That makes sense. I was just curious because I was like, this diff should be bigger than this. That's why I did a deb diff as well, because I'm very green with PPAs. Okay, so this other one, sorry, this is taking a different turn because what I'm thinking is I could actually upload a fixed version of this to Impish. Do I want to tackle that just now? Because you've provided a deb diff, and you've also, so the one that you put up with the language string change is missing. Oh, that is a deb diff too, or just a diff? It's a deb diff. Okay. Gosh, it's been such a long time since I've done deb diffs, I can't actually remember the process. Okay. So, in which case, let's just get rid of all of the... Yeah, who's chucking confetti now? Thanks, Big Pot. GDebbie. We'll just get rid of everything to do with GDebbie. There we go. And now we'll pull back down the Danny's fixed package. Why is that being so dim? Right there. Ah, there we go. That's the proper job now. Okay. So this one, Danny, I think he's got all the lang string changes in it as well, right? So it accounts for the things that have been removed and therefore the strings that got bumped. So there it is. Drop the Ubuntu specific patches no longer needed. So I won't be able to upload this as you. So let's just ninja this. We'll drop that. All of your stuff is correct. I'm sorry, Danny, but in order for me to upload this, I'm gonna have to do this. I do apologize. I know it seems a bit what we'll do is let's see if I can remember the correct syntax. There we go. There we go. Sorry, there's too many L's in your name. I can't remember how to spell it. Oh, goodness me. There we go. There we go. We'll do it that way. That's the correct way to do it. Right, there we go. So that is the same fix, effectively. So we'll save, exit that. We'll make a new source package. Okay. This is the moment of truth. I don't know if this is actually going to work, but we'll find out. So we'll just put this and try and put it directly into the archive and see what happens. Holy cow, I have upload permissions for that. So that worked. Okay, so now we'll hop over here and we'll change these bugs to the GDebbie one is going to be changed to fix committed, and the what's the other one? It was this one over here. We'll set this to fix committed. There we go. Maybe I'll make this one a duplicate of the other one. I mean, this one I remember from ages ago because this is when it was broken some time ago. Here we go. There's this here. Right. Okay. So, Danny,
Thank you for the
I've
follow,
uploaded it. Much to my surprise as anyone else's. So, well, sometimes packages that are in the Ubuntu MATE seeds, so things that are in Ubuntu MATE, I have upload permissions for, even if I haven't specifically requested it. And I think the criteria is it's in the Ubuntu MATE seeds and no other Ubuntu flavor has it seeded. And that's in addition to packages that I've expressly requested the permission to have upload rights to. And GDebi is the former. GDebi is only seeded by Ubuntu MATE these days. So that was an unexpected outcome, but that makes me very happy because that means we've actually been able to sort of push that one much further along. So yeah, that's in the queue now. And we've got all the bug history for it, so yeah, that's good. That will still take a couple of weeks probably for people to validate, so we'll make sure that QA process happens, but we know it works because we just tested Danny's version. So thank you, Danny, for that one. That's terrific and unexpected. And also, hey Frank, thanks for stopping by, and congrats on a fine release yourself, and thank you for all your hard work this cycle. Hello, Mr. Hazen. Thanks very much. Thank you for the happy release day. Yeah, it's always good to get another release out the door. So let's have a look here. So Danny says the other one should be the duplicate. Yeah, I duped with the higher number than the other one. How many Ubuntu flavors use Kaja? Yeah, so this is an odd one. I didn't realize that. 4 Ubuntu flavors are using Kaja, the file manager for MATE now. Ubuntu, Budgie, Chillin, and of course Ubuntu MATE. Much to my surprise when I uploaded a fix for that yesterday and saw it was seeded in all the places. Right then. Well, let's move on to the next one, shall we, Danny? That was a surprising start. So actually, I think what we'll do is I'm going to make sure I've got these in my little notebook of bugs to keep track of. So let's have a look. It's this. So actually, we're going to change this now. We're going to change this to GDebi. And that's that one. That's good. But then we've got the other one, which is here. So we'll just take that bug number and we'll stick that in the notes here as well. So these are my launchpad links. We can replace this with, we don't even need to replace this because those bugs, Danny has uploaded the patches to both of them. And we did the Q&A. So we can do this. What do I put here? I usually use that for the Q&A's done. And this, technically we've done it, but it's not released yet. It's in proposed. So I will just use an hourglass thing here to remind me that that isn't actually done yet. So, wow, good stuff. That's much further along than I thought we were going to get with that. I thought we were just going to test it and say, yeah, it works, and I'd have to do more. But no, there we go. We're cooking on gas. That deserves a sip of beer, doesn't it? So, Big Pod asks, will Ubuntu MATE use the new installer in 2204? No idea. We'll need to hear from the desktop team as to whether or not the new installer is ready for use by the flavors. Going back to when I was at Canonical and we were discussing this, I think, and bearing in mind this is like getting on for 6 months ago now, I think, the initial idea was Ubuntu would use the new installer in 22.04 and then it would be made available for the flavors to use in 22.10. So we'll have to see if that plan is still the plan of record or not. So watch this space, we'll see. Andy Hazen says 22.04 sounds potentially interesting cycle for boutique from my understanding. Is that going to move to some new snap way of distributing extra things rather than PPAs? Yes, so Yannick, who may still be in the stream, did a load of work on a new software boutique, and that has the ability to install snaps and debs, so we will be able to be more complete in what we can offer in the software boutique. Maybe Yannick can speak to how far along he got with that. I wanted to help, but the summer happened and just another round of lockdowns and all the rest of it just didn't happen. So hey Monica, well, if you didn't hear me, bye bye for now. And Ken and Ollie will hopefully have more info on the flavor timeline. Okay, so there we go. So Monica's set. Ken is Ken Van Dyne, who runs the Ubuntu desktop team now. And Ollie Smith, I think I've seen them on Twitter, and they're a Flutter developer that's working on the desktop team now. You're really, really tempted to write the whole thing in Flutter. Oh, okay. I'd be completely down with that, Yannick. Absolutely fine by me. I don't know if Flutter's got all of the primitives or not. It maybe does. I don't know if it's got like a snapd glib binding. It should have, because Robert Ansel, who maintains snapd glib, also did the lion's share of the work to bring up Flutter on Linux, and he works on the Ubuntu desktop team. So I can put you in touch with Robert if you want to pick his brains on that stuff. So this plank bug, plank is the dock that is used in Cupertino, the macOS look and feel and all the rest of it. Let's actually switch to the VM and show what plank is. There it is over here. So we don't need this browser. Let's get rid of that. So Ubuntu MATE has a number of what we call layouts, and they mimic different operating systems and such. One of which is, I'm going to use the one that is my favourite. This one here is Mutiny, which is kind of our take on the what was the Unity desktop layout. So we have this down the side, and this is actually provided by Plank. And excuse me. What we've
Thank you for the follow, dip_dill.
Hello Dipdill, thanks for stopping by, thanks for the follow. So this is it, and it works really well, except the bug report reads, if you have a snap installed, let's say the snap of OBS Studio, and you pin it to this dock by saying, right click, keep in the dock. When that snap refreshes, as in it gets updated with a newer version, the icon goes away from the dock. And this is infuriating because I actually use this layout. This is the layout that I use as my default on my actual workstation that I'm running now. And to keep having things that you've pinned just disappear is really frustrating. But actually, I noticed that it wasn't just snaps that were doing this. I noticed the other day there was an update to Discord, and as you see, you have to download the deb and then you install the deb again. And that also removed the icon, and that was a deb, not a snap. So that hinted that there was maybe a bigger underlying issue. And also, one of the bug reports is actually from Manjaro users reporting that when they update applications, the icons disappear from the dock. So, initially reported in Ubuntu as a snap related thing, so you can obviously imagine everyone had their pitchforks out over that, but it's not snap at all. It's just some fundamental bug. And this was the one that I was gently encouraging Danny to take a look at, and that they fixed earlier today. And it turns out that the APIs that were being used by Planck in order to do the whole tracking of the desktop files that are attached to the pinned docs, that has deprecated and simply wasn't working correctly. And Danny has created a patch which uplifts that functionality to the current API requirements, and therefore it is fixed. So with all of that, we're going to get this patched. So the reason why I'm very interested in this, and here's a reveal that I haven't discussed with any of the rest of the team, but if this works, which I'm certain it will, I'm seriously considering making the Mutiny layout the default layout in 2204, because this is the only blocker to actually using that layout. And lots of people use this because they use it in the Cupertino layout, which looks like Mac OS, but to have that broken feature, which is kind of the whole point of what it does, is kind of a showstopper. Right then, so Andy Hazen says there is a Snapd Dart. Yeah, I thought there must be, because I can't imagine Robert wouldn't have taken that on. So there you go, Yannick. Everything you need, go for it. Let's do it in Flutter. I have no objections. I much prefer that idea. Much prefer that idea. So thanks for digging into that, Andy. And Andy says, yes, there's package kit dbus. Yeah, there's a whole we did a load of work in order to do the Flutter Alpha 1 for Linux. That Google basically say these are the minimum requirements of what your Flutter implementation should support in order to be recognized as alpha quality, beta quality, and so on. So yeah, there was a load of work. I think it was network, Bluetooth, obviously the whole, you know, rendering on a single surface and all the rest of it, and we obviously needed some basic capabilities. Dbus was obviously a big one. Yeah, and then in order to get beta, it was all about accessibility, you know, as in screen reader support and all of that sort of stuff, but also dynamic mouse and keyboard support. So yeah. So Matey Mouse, hello there. I might be in the minority here, but what I really like about Snaps, I'm a desktop user who strives to only install packages from the main repository to ensure full security support, and Snaps are a fantastic way, yes, to pull in updated software that has better overall security support. Yep, I agree. Yeah, that is an excellent use case for Snaps. You are not alone in that opinion. I think you're also among friends here as well. Welcome. So some more talk about Flutter, and a welcome to the club from other fans of Snap packages as well. So Dipdill says, "Heyo, how are you related to Mate?" I'm a core contributor to the Mate desktop project, and I'm the lead for Ubuntu Mate, which is the Ubuntu flavor that ships the Mate desktop. That was a question from Dipdill. And so Yannick, I think Andy, are you in our Discord? If not, maybe if you hop in there, we've got a dev chat section. Maybe you and Yannick can exchange some ideas there. yeah. So Andy, Yannick, you probably remember that Andy used to work at Canonical on the phone back in the day. So Danny's already on to bug number 3. This would be another great one to fix, Danny, because this is a real thorny one. It's only Qt applications, I think, that are subject to this bug that you're digging into at the moment. Oh wow, yeah. So Danny, I don't think you're going to be able to not replace the system version with your own because of the way it's activated. Yeah, there's quite a lot of us that have previously worked at Canonical. Right then, let's get this next one fixed then. So let's go and get the whole what was I running here? Oh, that was me starting Discord from the command line. So let's go and, well, kill that. There we go. So where do we go for this? So Danny provided a patch, and what I'm going to do is grab a current version of the Plank Deb, apply Danny's patch to the Debian packaging, rebuild it, stick it in a PPA, and then test it. That's the plan. I say that's the plan, like I'm not making this up as I go along. So this is Danny's patch, which so I think, Danny, you actually sent this in two places. You did a merge proposal to the Launchpad project, and then I said, can you stick it here as well? I don't know which of these places Rico is actually like managing the project in, which was why I suggested sticking it here as well. So this is our patch right here, and we'll need to pick up where the Launchpad reference is. So let's drop that. And I think, Danny, you said to me earlier that you'd fixed or you tidied up some of the bug references. Let me just go over here. I'll see if I can find or if you could paste it, the bug reference that you think is the one that you're targeting. Let me just see if I can find it. I know we were chatting about it earlier. Right. Merge. Oh, maybe that's got it. Let's copy that link. Let's take the Launchpad merge proposal you put in and see what we've got here. There we go. There's your Launchpad references. Okay. So let's get both of those in here. I also saw Mark Johnson raise an eyebrow when I said make the Mutiny layout the default. I'm assuming you approve of that, Mark. I think someone else said it was controversial. Is it controversial? I think it probably is, yeah. Right then, so this is the old bug. Which is just generally that. So I think we should look at this. 12 people. This one does affect me as well, yes. So let's say this has been triaged for the moment. And let's pick up this bug as well. Right, okay, so you've made this one a dupe of the one we were just looking at, I think is what you've done. Okay, there it is. So you've applied the patch there, but you've said this is a duplicate of this one, which is the one we were just looking at. So that's great. Okay, so we can just change our notes here. We don't need to care about this one at all now, because we know that closing that bug is the only one we need to care about. So let's have a look here. Big Pod says, well, it sure is a controversial making Mutiny the captain. Oh dear, that's just the worst dad joke ever, Big Pod. Okay. Right then, so we know what we're fixing. We've got the patch. So let's go and find the current version of Plank in... this is not the right place to be. We want to be in Launchpad. We want to be looking at the Ubuntu source Plank. This is where the packages that have been released into different versions exist, and here it is. And this came by way of, so Plank, ironically, Plank is actually being maintained by the Mate packaging team in Debian, of which I'm a member. So I sent these patches through to Mike earlier in the year, which fixed the first issue that I had with Plank, which was to do with it not honouring struts. And then he uploaded it to Debian, and it synced into Ubuntu automatically. So we can take... In fact, I don't even need to do this. I can actually go to the source because I have it on my system. So we can actually work against the Debian packaging directly. So if we go to development, Debian, PKG, Mate and Plank. Yeah, so let's just get status. Let's do so the way I'm because I'm saying yeah, because I know that I've got changes in here specific to uploading it to Focal. So I think I'm going to cheat very quickly because I don't want to. So I'm just going to rsync that because I don't want to push these old changes back up to there we go, just do that. So I've now got a duplicate copy of that with the Focal changes in it. I will no, change log, in fact control. So git diff, which was it that changed? It was, I need the long one. In fact, let's just copy the string, that's easier. So I'm just basically making these changes go away for the purposes of what we're going to be doing, because we will only be uploading this to Impish and maybe with into the PPA for Hirsute, and then the other one I'll just keep that for Focal's PPA backport. So TC says, is there any way that Brisk can be added to Plank? What do you mean exactly, TC? Add the Brisk icon to Plank? Is that what you're asking for? Hey, Lucid Links, how are you doing? So, be honest, am I going to be disappointed in the Ubuntu 21.10 release? I have no idea. I haven't run Ubuntu 21.10. I have only run Ubuntu Mate 21.10. So I've not tried it. No idea. Anyone else here tried Ubuntu 21.10 yet? Maybe you can let Adam know. That's exactly what I'm asking, as in I'm still not following TC. I'm sorry if I'm being dim. I'll show you something it can do. Just give me a moment. I'll show you something you can do with Plank, which may or may not suit your needs. Right, okay. Git diff, what have we got left with? So we've just got that, so we can we'll just get rid of those changes because none of that is going to apply. And we won't need any of that anymore. And I guess this is going to be unstable. let's see if that gets it back to... In fact, I could have saved myself a load of angst there. Yeah, that's back where it needs to be. So, head Debian changelog will bump this. In fact, we'll go and get Danny's patch first. So, Danny's patch is here. And we'll say fix disappearing. Oops, there we go. So, oh, I'm in the wrong place entirely. Why am I doing this in the terminal? Let's get out of here. Let's go here. Use this superior everything. Right, there we go. So we'll grab the diff, not patch, and we'll output that. Output that to Debian patches, and we will call this 1000. What did he call it? He called it 0. Okay, 0002. Then fix disappearing dock items. Dot patch is what we'll call that. So that's the patch, and then we'll echo that name, that patch file, into the Debian series. So if we cat Debian, Debian patches series, there it is, that's in there. So if I just build a source package, that oh hello, where's that? Forgotten, there we go. Oh, okay, that's fair enough. We can fix that. So let's grab the latest upstream tarball and now rebuild the source package, and that applied cleanly. So now we will bump the version. We'll just get that into the copy paste buffer. Head the change log, and it's -3, so this is going to be -4. So dch -v, we'll put the version number in a moment, and we'll put that in there. So there we go. That's the version number we're going to replace. So let's stick that in. This will be 4, and add Debian patches. No, not add, just Debian patches. That's what we'll do that. And add goes here. And then this fixes a launchpad bug, so we tag that. In fact, being dim, I've actually got this right here. It's this bug that we're going to be fixing. So if we edit that changelog now, we'll see that we've got a nice fresh entry. It says unreleased, and then we just do a little bit of formatting here. There we go. And this we're going to be uploading to Impish initially. And this therefore will put a PPA suffix on it. Like so. Right, there's our prepared package with Danny's patch applied. So I see there's some comments. Let's say off. I'll see you, Mark, if sorry, I didn't catch that. So, French guy says, yeah, or rather Yannick says, I did promote QuickGet and QuickEmu at the Ubuntu release party. Well, thank you very much. Why was that? What was the context? So QuickEmu is going to be what I'm playing with in tomorrow's morning's live stream. Gonna wrap up a new version and get that released. Mark Johnson says he's off. Yeah, sorry Mark, I didn't catch that. I exist therefore I think. Sorry to bother you, but you spelt disappearing wrong. Oh, crikey, you're right. Right, let's... Yeah, patches... Oh, 2. Debian patches... There we go. Thank you for that. This is what I love about doing this. People fix my... It's like pair programming with the internet. Fix my bugs and mistakes before they get into anywhere important. Thank you very much. So Matey Mouse says, does the latest Mate LTS correct the screen locking issue when turning the monitor off and on, completely bypass the screen lock? 2004 you're talking about? I'm not aware of that bug. See you, Jeff. Thanks for stopping by. No, so I haven't seen that, I don't think. It was an issue back in 1804. Yeah, I remember it from a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure it's not in 2004. Yeah, did we? I think we've just corrected it, right? We've fixed the disappearing spelling mistake. And Yannick says the context was to tell people there was an easy way to test the 2110 release. Yeah, even if they didn't want to install it on physical hardware or a bit worried about updating their machines. Indeed, yes. I did share that information with the Ubuntu testing team, or the community testing group. I don't know if anyone picked up on that idea or not. So hopefully we've got that right. We've spelt it correctly here. We've renamed it correctly, and we've changed the series file. So let's build a source package. There we go. We will put this build in a PPA, and we'll put it in the QA team PPA for Ubuntu MATE. And we will... I'm just thinking ahead as to how I'm going to test this. So, there we go. That's up in the PPA. We'll very quickly do the same for a suit. There we go. Because I'm still running on this machine 2104, but with all of the backport PPA added, because I needed two systems, one on 2110 and then this one running the backport stuff to make sure I don't break anyone's who's running on the backports. So that's made the Hirsute version. So let's put that up as well. So, Danny, you were obviously testing this. You were testing it with GIMP. You couldn't have been... Were you just... How were you rebuilding GIMP quickly? Let's think of a trivial change I could make. I suppose that you can just install a local snap over the top of a local snap, and that will create a new revision. So that will probably do it. So I think that's how I can do it. Yeah, just switching between... Oh, switching between channels. Okay. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. So let's actually see this breakage happen then by doing what Danny was suggesting. So let's go, and we've got our thing here. So let's install a snap. Snap install GIMP, seeing as though that's what Danny was using earlier. My password is test, by the way. So we'll get GIMP installed. Well, it's quite Larry large, isn't it? Maybe I should... I wonder if Popey's got a snap called null. But it probably doesn't have a desktop icon. Right. Come on then. Run. And... oh, you're working on slimming stuff, Big Pod. How interesting. Very nice. So yeah, we did a couple of things. So yeah, we got a big day tomorrow at KubeCon. We're doing an event with a high-profile individual. Oh no, I've run out of beer. I'm going to have to open another one. So, who's upgraded to 2110 whilst we've been doing this stream? Yeah, the null snap broke the Snap Store in spectacular ways, and also broke the Snap Store in spectacular ways live on stage at a sprint in front of Mark Shuttleworth. It was one of Popey's finest moments. Right then, so we've got that installed. So let's start GIMP. There it is, and we'll pin that to the dock. I've actually managed to start it. Keep in dock. There it is. We'll close that. Oh, hang on, it went away. Why did it go away? Why did you go away? I want you in the dock. Stay there. Whoa. Oh, I see. It changes. The splash screen is one application. Okay, there we go. Now it's stuck there. So snap info, GIMP, snap. Were you doing? Is it snap switch? Can't remember the syntax. Snap switch, GIMP, -- edge. Is that the syntax? It's been a while since I've used this feature. Switched to latest edge. Yeah. Oh, you did. You're doing a refresh where you're down. Okay. Snap refresh. GIMP. -- well, candidate will do because they are different. Okay. Oh. Okay, there we go. We have Snap GIMP is not available on. It's available on the following tracks. What? There we go. Right. So we have switched that to the candidate channel. It's installing. And how long do I have to wait? But it's not going to actually show the... yeah, there we go. You may not be able to see that on stream. It's quite subtle. But it has dimmed the GIMP icon. In fact, it's not at all subtle now. It's dimmed the GIMP icon. It's coming back. That's odd. I'm just going to wait for a moment. Yeah, I spelled candidate wrong. There it goes. So it's faded out again. So this is Plank thinking that the thing's gone away and it can't find it. So this is the the way this problem manifests itself. It's interesting that it's doing that glowing thing. I've never studied it this closely. I've not seen it doing this sort of pulsing in and out thing. But I suspect that if I was to... oh, there it is. It's gone completely now. There we go. That is the problem. So it went away, but yet GIMP is still on the system. So that is the bug that we're fixing here. So we have proven that it does not work currently with the version that's installed in the from the archive. Obviously it's appeared here again because GIMP is running, but if I close GIMP, of course it goes away. So that's the bug. A snap refresh happens. So what we'll do is we'll snap refresh back to stable. Okay, we will run up GIMP. We will wait for the splash screen to go away, and we will pin this. Keep in the dock. There we go. So that's done, and now what we can do is go and see how that build is happening. In fact, I can add repository PPA to Mate dev QA team, wasn't it? That'll do. And there should be some updates sitting in here, I think, for us, so we can let those install. So, oh no, there's none. I've already applied them. I've already got that PPA added. Okay. So now let's go and look at Danny, the build.
Thank you for the follow, Night_Light90.
Hi Nightlight, thank you for the follow and thanks for stopping by. So we'll get out of this VM and back to the build that's running.
Thank you for the follow, Cherie.
Thank you very much. Thank you and welcome. Right then, let's get into this. Let's find this and go to the PPA where this stuff is building and make sure that everything's happy. So we're going back to Launchpad. We're going to the Ubuntu MATE deck profile, and in here we have the QA team PPA, and down here we should find that we've got some stuff running. So we were building plank, I believe. So let's filter for plank. Oh dear, that's not a good sign. Why did that fall over? Failed to build this. Well, that is making me very sad. Why? Command line option driver is deprecated and will be removed. Or will be ignored. Okay. Is that what's causing the build to fail? So that's a separate issue. Gosh. Right then. Let's figure that out now. Oh, well, thank you very much. That's very nice of you to say so. It's probably not my voice. It's probably my Russian microphones. Right then. Hey, Eric. I could do voiceovers. No, I don't think so. So soporific content, is that what you're suggesting, Eric? Right then. Let's have a think. We need to fix this thing. So what the heck is this? I've never seen this before. So somewhere there's a command line option -- driver, which must be in the Debian rules file. I hope if it's not in there, then that's going to be a pain. So let's see. Nope. So where the heck is this hiding? Yeah, it's not there. And what on earth is this? Oh man, I can't build the damn thing. How does this happen? Okay, well this is frustrating. Thank you, Navy Cat. Yes, this is the only channel point integration I've done so far, but there's going to be a lot more coming in the coming weeks. It's a fun thing I'm going to be working on. What mic are you going to get, Eric? Can you pop the library? Yes, sure, Dan. Let's have a look. So, do you want the build log? If you're after the build log, there you go. Have a little look in there, see what you can pick out of that. Because that's the impish build. It looks like the Hirsute build is working. So I'm guessing this is a Vala thing. You know, some change. Yeah, because look, the Hirsute one's built just fine. So let's just go and look here at what version of Vala. 34. So yeah. So what were you you were building this by hand, I assume, when you were working on this, Danny? Right then, our podcast says oh, you want to get one of these Octavas as well. Yeah, I'm very happy with them. I think the reason I took that as a compliment, was it according to Bo, is because I think these microphones make my voice sound good. I think it is probably 50% the microphone. You know, a lot of people that know audio stuff and actually do, you know, like professional voice recordings and what have you, they do say there are microphones that suit their voices better and they have their own preference. It may not be the best microphone ever, but it may be particularly good for their voice, their timbre, and I think these are particularly good for my voice. You're going through 600 containers in a single day. Oh, hang on, there's a bunch of activity here. So our podcast says oh, okay. So Danny says there is a red flag. Make no rule to make target Vala dock plank star ping. Is this hinting anything, or is that the effect of the previous failure? I don't know. I just find it odd that it worked on Hirsute and not impish. It makes me think there's an underlying change in Vala somewhere. So it wasn't rebuilding the docks. Okay. Well, okay, that could be a quick get out of jail free card for the purposes of testing. How do we like that? Disable docks. And let's rev that, and this is impish now, so let's because at the moment I just want to test it and prove that it's working. I can figure out impish. Yeah, I am cheating. If anyone can figure out a better way to do that, then please do. For the time being, though, in order to get the QA done, we'll try this and see how we go. Right, let's go for it. See how we go. What's this? So Chiri saying, what about? Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I am cheating. I agree. I wonder what the docs would be, though. I mean, I could go and have a look on this system. Get the... There we go. Oh. What? What? That's not what I was expecting. Those don't appear to be any documents at all. Okay. I wonder if that's... Well, okay. Surprised if that's it. Oh, there's a lib. Okay, let's try that. Let's try looking over here. No, those aren't GTK docs, are they? They're just the standard stuff that comes out of the packaging. If this works, I'm not too disappointed about turning that off because I can't see what the value of it is. Right, okay, let's go and see if that is indeed building. So, by all means, keep poking around there. I would like to find... I'd like to know what the underlying issue is, because that's just annoying. Let's just take a quick look at one that built for yes, so that was all fine. Ah, there we go. There's the package. Libplank doc. Okay, so that's probably what's going to be affected. So let's go and take a look in there. I don't think I'm going to get away with oh, it's not installed though. Okay. Well, I wonder if... there's anything specific. Okay, so there's the GTK doc stuff there, so that's where it sticks it. Okay, so let's go and have a look at what's in that spot then. Oh, go away. I don't care for those. You're not thinking of the right install files. GTK doc, HTML, blank. Oh, because I don't have it installed, you idiot, of course. I'm not going to install it. I'm not that curious. Okay, event pay serverless architectures. You're already getting into this, Big Pod. So, our podcast says, I'm itching to get back to working with AWS Lambda. Right, let's see if this build is gonna work. Let's get rid of both of these. It's early in the build there. That's a ways off. So what on earth could this be? Dash driver, is that like a reference to the driver for generating the for want of a better description, the encoding of the documentation, where you can tell it to generate a PDF or an HTML file or whatever it might be? What let's go and find it again. Let's go and have a little look. Ah, so annoying. this is it compiling the docs, the API documentation, isn't it? Make returned an error. So I think I think that driver thing's it, is it? That's a no rule to make vala.plankstar.ping. Well, it fails to build from source locally as well. Okay. But doing it with autogen. Oh, okay, interesting. We could try that. Okay. Right, let's try this then. So let's try well, first of all, let's roll back this to enable. Let's think. Luma, that should be fine. So I think that's what we need there. Here we go. So let's just take that and say okay, how do we like that? That's another option. So let's save that. Rev this again to 1.2. There we go, Danny. What do you reckon? Well, I'm trying to get the build system to mimic what you just said was working for you for local stuff. Let me just have a look here. So you said that, but doing it with autogem followed by make works. So I think that's what I'm mimicking by doing that. So, according to Bo, says, I've been thinking of making the jump to Unix instead of Windows 11 and was wondering, are there actually any decent video card drivers, or is it going to be awful? I'm currently running all this on an RTX 3090. It works just fine. So, what graphics card have you got? Yeah, it does depend. A Big Pod makes a good point. The NVIDIA driver experience can be, they work well. Installing them can be a pain depending on what distro you're using. If you use an Ubuntu based distro, you'll have a happy life in terms of, you know, driver support. Yeah, it's on the floor at the moment, but my test bench down here, that's got a 2080 Ti in it as well. I've been using NVIDIA GPUs on Ubuntu forever because people say, oh, it's a proprietary driver, which it is a proprietary driver, but it works really well. It's excellent. It's not quite feature compatible with everything that's available in Windows. So, for example, DLSS, for example, is not available just yet, but it's coming soon. But things like NVENC work a treat. That's what I'm using to do all of this just now. And I'm this screen capture stuff is using NVFBC, which is like NVIDIA call it Shadow Play on Windows. So yeah, it's good. Yeah. So yeah. I think that's more GNOME than the NVIDIA drivers, to be honest with you, Eric. But Eric has said, you know, you can see some weird. Again, you know, depends on. There's so much choice with Linux. But yeah, just released the new driver with the GBM support, so hopefully this helps. Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, Wayland is well, finally, you know, we'll see. It's getting there. So Mated Mouse says they stick with AMD video cards and they're fully supported by AMD GPU. Yeah, in fact, I mean, so over here, this is what I've got in the machine in the other office. So that's the 3080 Ti. I should probably do this on the big screen, shouldn't I? There we go. So I've got a 3080 Ti in the other system, mostly because I wanted to keep the configuration similar, and then on my test bench behind me I've got the RX 6900 in there, and that works just fine as well. So yeah, pick a nice GPU if you can find one. That's the trick, isn't it? Right then, so oh gosh, the chat's woken up. I'll whilst these builds are happening, let's go through this then. Let's have a little look. What have we got here? So Danny, I'm going to let that build run with the docks disabled. We'll see if it finishes or not, and then I'll try again with that auto reconf stuff. Right then, let's have a look. So people chatting. I'm a GPU snob. I love GPU stuff. Love tinkering with GPUs. Right. Okay. So, according to Bo says, I just want a computer where the OS isn't just a shell for a data collection farm. Well, yeah, you'll definitely get that. I mean, you know, if playing games is important to you, then Linux is a more and more viable choice. We also play games on this channel. It's all Linux. Everything I do here is Linux. That's all I'm interested in. So yeah, we play games here as well. And obviously with the Steam Deck coming, that situation's just going to continue to improve. So Codefish says, if in Linux, if I use, for example, less to view a text file, or run any other program from the command prompt, in what language are those programs written? Are they written in Bash? Wow, okay, no, probably not. It depends. Some of those command line utilities, some of them will be written in C, some of them will be written in Perl, some of them will be written in Python. Depends on, you know, who wrote the code. So it can vary. But less is C, I think, in that particular example. How do they all respond to commands if I'd want to write my own? You can use Bash to write your own command line programs. I've recently been working on you'll find streams for it on a thing called QuickEmu, which is a wrapper around QEMU, a hypervisor. That's all written in Bash, and it just looks like an executable. As in terms of what you run, you just run quickget and quickemu. They're just commands on the command line. Yeah, so Danny says removing enabled docs fixes the build, but we don't want to do that. I agree, we don't want to do that, but for the purposes of a get out of jail, I want to test this, I'll take it. So I am just going to switch back to I'll just get through these points here. I agree that something odd with GNOME, yeah, it can be. Are you on the LTS though, Eric, or are you on a current release? Earth in the Grey says, sorry about the off topic, is there a hash check for the latest Ubuntu 2110? Do you mean the ISOs? If so, yes. You'll find them in the download pages. I'll allow that through because I think I know English isn't your first language. Yeah, it's my this side, my Ubuntu MATE shirt. You can get these on Hello Tux, by the way. Flutter all the things, Yannick. So got to sign off. Okay, fair enough. Bye, Eric. Chat to you soon. See you at the weekend. World of Warcraft runs perfectly fine under wine. Lots of stuff runs fine under wine. I mean, I took a punt on a game. There's a brand new game out. It's what is it, Yannick? Circuit Superstars. It's for Windows. It's in the Steam store. I like the look of it. I just bought it, installed it, and it works. So, you know, and that's... I did download something that didn't work, but I'm not convinced it won't work. I think I'd actually I'd been messing around with things. I think I'd actually broken stuff. So Lycan says, good to hear. Been a bit since I tried it lately. Mainly things I care about, Blizzard and Diablo 3. I wouldn't know about those games myself. Maybe there's somebody here that does, though.
Thank you for the follow, Codefish3.
Thanks for the follow, Codefish. Appreciate that. So let's get back to those builds. If that one worked, oops, I'm in the wrong place. Let's go over here. So let's go and check the build out, and if it worked, I'll install it because it gives me something to test. We don't want to be here, do we? It didn't build. It didn't build. With the docks disabled, it's still... Oh, man.
Thank you for the follow on _nightly.
Thank you very much on Nightly for the follow. I appreciate that. Why did this fail? If this is the same problem, I'm going to be very disappointed. No, it's not. Oh. Right, okay. That failed because I told it not to build any docks, and the split packaging is expecting to find documents to package, and they're not there. So we'll go back to Danny's suggestion, which is to rebuild this with autoconf. And I just need to check something very quickly, which is not in here when I'm in the wrong place entirely. I think we may need without auto reconf. I'm just going to auto reconf. I'm going to grep for that in development, Debian, PKG, star, Debian rules. Okay. So that is literally in everything. I wonder if that's essential for this. I'm going to go without for the moment, but it's something to consider for... So, we'll try that. Clear this, build a new source package, and put that one, which is now 1.2. Let's see if we can get this to go. So, there we go. Oh, well, this has turned out to be a slightly more frustrating exercise than I imagined. I thought this was going to go much more smoothly. So that's a little bit sad. Never mind. Right then. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be doing a stream. I say tomorrow morning. Any time between, I don't know, 8 AM and 12. I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to be wrapping up a new release of QuickEmu. Now that 2110's out, I'll add add that into the mix. But also we've got a bunch of fixes and improvements from Danny that I want to take a look at as well, where all of the driver installation for Windows is entirely automated now, which will be terrific. So the only thing I thought about, Danny, on that pull request that you did where you lumped the driver that we needed into the unattended ISO, is I think I may be not mounting that configuration ISO, the unattended ISO, on subsequent reboots, so it only gets mounted or attached when the disk is empty, the hard disk is not being used. So I think I may need to make a change to always mount the unattended configuration in the same way like the fixed ISO is always mounted. So I just need to take a look at that. So Big Pod says, I'm super disappointed by Proton generally. If I need to play games on Linux, I have to put a bit of time into getting Wine to run those games. The Call of Duty franchise. So I've never played Call of Duty. Is that not in Steam? Because I just have I just say to Steam, turn on Proton for Steam things and just let it do its thing. I've never had to mess around with it. Right. Doesn't work with their single players. I'm really surprised that that doesn't work. Doesn't work for you, or just doesn't work? Right then, let's have a look. Let's see how we're doing. Right, it's off again. Right, okay, it's compiling. It failed to build. Oh man. Well, that's annoying. A lot more annoying. Well, I can test this here. I can test this on my own machine. I'm not geared up to... Oh, actually, I say that. No, I could do this. I could go to... This won't look pretty. I can go to this view, which is Inception o'clock, I realise. And I'm in a bad place, so I probably need to move myself up there. But this is Plank, and I'm running... Wow, it looks awful. How do I get away with this? Let's do that. Okay. So this is different. So what we're looking at now is my actual desktop. So let's open up a terminal here and apt update. And I should have the QA PPA already in set up here. So if I let this run, we were just doing the test with one of the snaps getting removed from the dock. So let's think about this. Let's do the same thing. Let's snap install GIMP. So we're going to do the same test I was going to do on Impish, but we'll do it here on Hirsute. I can't display the the chat. That's annoying. This is all very temporary. So that's installing. We'll just let that run. So this is a oh, you've added the PR to enable Impish. Okay, nice one, Yannick. I'll merge that in the morning then, for sure. Right. Oh, hello. Thank you, Yannick. Yeah. Right then. What are we doing? We need to move to here. So we've got that. So now we're going to run. Oh, I've got to put 2 versions of it now. So snap run like so. And we'll let this, and we'll pin this one here. Keep in dock.
Thank you for the follow for a tank.
Thanks very much for the follow for a tank. We're gorillaing this setup a little bit. I'm actually using what is my gaming setup to reasons the things you end up doing. So if we snap refresh GIMP from the candidate channel like we were doing before, we should see that maybe that icon fades away and will eventually completely disappear. So that's refreshed the package, and we're interested in what happens here, and we can see it's already starting to fade away. There it is. So that's the bug we're trying to fix here. We should see that these pinned refreshed apps don't do that anymore. So if we sudo apt install Plank, right? It's Plank. So this is pulling in the version of Plank that includes the patch from Danny that I put in the QA PPA earlier. So now we have a new version of Plank. So we will quit there and we will run a new one, and here it is in the dock. So I'm going to remove it from the dock. I'm going to snap run GIMP, and there we go. We will pin this, keep it in the dock, close that, and then snap refresh back to the stable channel, which is effectively changing the app version underneath itself. And what we should find is it doesn't fade out and disappear this time, because Danny wrote a top class patch is what we're thinking. And there we go. It isn't going away, it isn't fading out, it is still there. And now what we'll do is quit Plank, start it again, not that way. And it's up here. These are the apps that are running but not pinned, and this is the new pinned app. So that's working a treat, Danny. I'm just super disappointed that we can't get that to build for Impish. That's very sad. So let's just get back. Gosh, I just need to move my OBS back to where I normally have it, so it all makes sense to me. Right, there we go. Okay. So Danny, it works, but we've found a whole new problem we need to figure out, which is how the heck do we build this thing reliably on Impish? And you know what? I'm not going to do that just now. I think what we'll do is do that in sort of slower time and figure out what the fix is. I can't imagine that somebody else has not run into this issue with building Vala apps or the GTK documentation during the course of this release. So maybe we'll find a solution. Right, okay, well, thank you all very much for coming, everyone. I think we'll probably start to wrap things up there. Hey, what we will do is we will find somebody to raid. I never remember to do that in the evenings, and it's just occurred to me. So let's see if we can find somebody to drop by. There's usually interesting people doing interesting things this time of day. So let's see what we can find. If anyone's got any suggestions, let me know. Game dev. Oh. So, Shalon 50k is streaming. He is awesome. We're going there. This is not Linux, but it's something that I think is fabulous. So I'm going to open that in a new tab. We'll just make sure this is all muted. There we go, mute. Right, here we go. We're going over here. Whoops. So, right then. Thank you for coming, everyone. I've enjoyed your company this evening, and we'll go and visit something very different but very cool. So I look forward to chatting to you all soon. I'll be back tomorrow morning to do some work on QuickEmu, which a number of you have contributed to. So thank you for that, and we'll get that going. Right, here we go. We're heading over to another channel. We ready? Let's go and do this. Thanks for coming, everyone. Bye for now.